In Lesson 43, we'll be multiplying mixed numbers and dividing mixed numbers. There are two things that I wanted to remind you of. First, you must change all your mixed numbers to improper fractions before you multiply or divide. Second, in order to divide two fractions, you must keep, change, flip. You remember our video from a couple lessons back? Feel free to take a moment and go back and watch it. It told us to keep the first fraction the same, change the operation from division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. In this first example, we have multiplication. One of the numbers is a mixed number, and one is an improper. We need them both to be improper. Remember, to change a mixed number to an improper fraction, we must take the denominator, multiply it, times the whole number, and then add that to the numerator and put it back over the denominator. So we'll do 3 times 4 and get 12, plus 1 is 13 over 3. The second fraction is going to stay the same. And now we're ready to multiply. When we multiply fractions, we do top times top and bottom times bottom. But before we do that, we always look to see if there's anything that might cancel. We can cancel top to bottom or diagonally, but we cannot cancel side to side. Do you see anything that cancels? Hopefully you saw 3 and 6. 3 will go into 3 one time, 3 will go into 6 two times. Now we're ready to multiply. 13 times 2 is 26, and 1 times 5 is 5. The last step is to change it back into a mixed number. We'll divide 5 into 26, and it goes 5 times with one remainder. We put the remainder over the original denominator, so our final answer is 5 1/5. In this example, we have 3 fractions. All 3 of them are mixed numbers, so let's change them. The first one, we'll multiply 4 times 2, and we get 8, and then we add that to the 1, gives us 9. So we write 9 over 4. Now we're going to multiply 3 times 3, which gives us 9, plus the 1, which is 10, and we put that over 3. And then this last one, 5 times 12 is 60, plus the 1 is 61, we put that over 12. Now we look for things that can cancel. 3 will go into 3 one time, will go into 9 3 times. What else? 3 can go into 3 one time and go into 12 4 times. 4, I can divide 2 into both 4 and 10. So 2 goes into 4 2 times, it goes into 10 5 times. Alright, I think that's all I have. When I multiply 5 times 61, I get 305. And in the denominator, when I multiply 2 times 1 times 4, I get 8. I'm going to leave this answer in improper form. It's okay to do that as long as the instructions did not specify to put the answer into mixed number. Example 3 is dealing with division. This is the one that we need to remember that we must keep, change, flip. But first, we have to change both of these into improper fractions. And instead of writing them in vertical form, I'm going to write them side by side. So for the top one, I'll multiply 8 times 2 and get 16 and add that to 1. So that gives me 17 over 8. Then I'm going to write down my division sign. The second one, I'll multiply 3 times 3 and I get 9, add that to the 2 and I get 11. I put that over the original denominator, 3. Now it's time to keep, change, flip. The first fraction remains the same, 17 over 8. We change the operation from division to multiplication, and we flip the second fraction, 3 over 11. We look for anything that might cancel, and in this case, I don't have anything that cancels. So I have to multiply 3 times 17, and I get 51, and 8 times 11 gives me 88. And that is my final answer. Alright, I have one more that I want to show you before you try some by yourself. This one combines both multiplication and division, so we have to remember our order of operations. PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We must do parentheses first. There's no parentheses in this problem. Then exponents, no exponents. But the next step is multiplication and division. And remember what I've told you, even though multiplication and division are a group, we do have an order we have to go in. We need to start on the left and work to the right. So let's start off first by changing all of these into mixed numbers. On the first fraction, we'll multiply 8 times 4 and get 32, plus the 1 gives us 33 over 8. Second fraction, 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 1 is 11. We put that over 5. Third fraction, 4 times 3 is 12, plus the 1 is 13. We put that over 4. In the fourth fraction, we have 2 times 5, which is 10, plus 1 is 11, and we put that over 2. I have 2 division signs here. I need to take care of those. I'm going to apply keep, change, flip. So looking at these first two, I will keep 33 over 8 the same, change division to multiplication, and I will flip 11/5. So I'm going to rewrite that now. 33 over 8 times 5/11. Okay, this next fraction is going to stay the same. But let's apply keep, change, flip to it also. I will keep 13/4 the same, change division to multiplication, and flip 11/2. So now I have all 4 fractions in multiplication form. Since everything is being multiplied, I actually don't have to follow the left to right because I can multiply all the numerators together and all the denominators together. All I need to do is look for things that can cancel before I multiply. Well, I see 2 and 8. 2 will go into 2 one time, and 8 4 times. I also could cancel the 11 and the 33. 11 will go into 11 one time, and 33 3 times. Do you see anything else? I don't. So let's go ahead and multiply. I've got 3 times 5 times 13 times 1. When I multiply those things together, I get 195. Now in the denominator, if I multiply 4 times 1 times 4 times 11, I get 176. And that's my final answer. Now it's your turn. Try this one, change it first to improper fractions, and then multiply. Pause the video, try it by yourself, and then we'll go over it together. Alright, your first fraction changed to 9 over 4. The second fraction changed to 3 over 2. And the third to 10 over 3. There were some things that canceled. The 3's canceled, leaving 1's. 2 canceled with the 10, leaving 5. And now we multiply. 9 times 5 is 45, and 4 times 1 is 4. Alright, I'd like you to try one more. This one has both division and multiplication, so remember that on the division you need to keep, change, flip. Get it all as a multiplication problem, look for things that will cancel, and then multiply. Alright, on the first fraction, you'll have 14/3. The second fraction is 7 over 6. The third fraction is 7/3. And the fourth fraction is 5/3. Now it's time to keep, change, flip. The 14/3 will stay the same. We'll change this division sign to multiplication, and we will flip 6/7. On the second one, 7/3 stays the same. Change division to multiplication, and flip to 3/5. Now that everything is multiplication, we'll look for things that cancel. These 3's cancel, leaving 1. This 3 will cancel with the 6, leaving a 2 on the top. The 7's cancel, leaving 1's. And now we can multiply. I've got 14 times 2 times 1 times 1. That gives me 28 in the numerator. Now in the denominator, I just have 1's times 5. So that leaves 5. Final answer, 28 over 5.